Yabba dabba do. Hello, buddies. You are listening to MW Podcast. It's late night, 9:52 p.m. local time. Bengaluru, Thursday, December 5, 23 degrees Celsius. It's not yet cold. Today has been a humid day. And we have a new guest speaker in our podcast today. So it's going to be a movies podcast. Uh, One of our filmmaking club co-team member is joining the podcast club today with his favorite movie, and we're going to explore the topic of significance of space exploration. And then we have a case study, Interstellar. It happens to be my favorite movie as well. So we're going to talk in detail about Interstellar and the topic space exploration. And as usual, we'll have fun activities. So without any further delay, let me start the podcast. Yeah. So yeah, we have the new guest speaker, Mr. Dhanasekaran from Filmmaking Club. We've made already like 3+ movies, I guess. Yeah. Dhanasekaran, please take the stage and give us a short intro for people who may not know you.
Sure, Maddie. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show. I've been talking with Maddie that we have to, get this podcast done for quite a long time now. He just texted and I happen to have the time as well. So really, really happy to be a part of the show. So as of me, my name is Dhanasekaran. I'm from Chennai. I worked in the film industry as an assistant director for quite a while. Right now, I'm off the industry, but I'm still associating myself with filmmaking. Have been associated with MaddiE for the past 6 months. Like MaddiE said, we have made close to like 3 films. We participated in this 50-hour filmmaking contest. My core interest as far as filmmaking is concerned is cinematography and direction. And really happy to be here, Maddie. It's an honor. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure, and special mention about our guest speaker. As he said, he's from industry, Tamil industry, and he has extensive experience. So last year, if you remember, Merrick, to the audience, I'm saying. So we did a short film with Merrick, who is like an independent filmmaker from Turkey, but she's living in Netherlands. So she had come to Bangalore for an internship, and we happened to meet in a event, and then we made a short film. So only in that short film, during the short film making, we learned lighting from Merrick. So she was highly experienced, and she was very what do you say perfect perfectionism, right? So she was adjusting the light and setting up light, so we were like spellbounded what's happening, what she's doing. So that's when we learned that lighting is highly important, especially for indoor shoots. And ever since then, after though my filmmaking career got divided before Merrick and after Merrick. So after Merrick, for every short film that we made, I specifically made sure every film we did some improvement on lighting. And this year that job is being done extensively by Dhanasekaran. So I don't have that worry about lighting department in the short films that we are making this year, because ever since Dhanasekaran came in July, I guess, so I met him in July, one of the meetup shoots. So ever since he came, and then he became part of core team, so he ensures that in the lighting department there is no issue. Obviously you would have seen role play, man with the camera, and I think one more short film where we were very particular about lights, and that department was completely taken care by Dhanasekaran. So thank you, I have to thank you Dhanasekaran taking care of our
It's my
short films.
pleasure.
Yeah. So let's jump into the topic today. And
Mm.
interestingly, I just started a game. So I think people who follow my live stream, gaming live streams, would be aware that today I started a new game. It's called Deliver Us Mars. So it's a sequel to the another game called Deliver Us the Moon. So both are space exploration movies, and I'm happy to do this topic tonight. So uh, an opinion about space exploration from humanity's perspective. What's your opinion, Dhanasekaran?
Uh, as far my opinion is concerned, I think it's very essential. Why so? Because there's this book by Carl Sagan. I think you might have also mentioned Demon Haunted World.
Oh yeah, I
In
read.
that it's one fascinating read. So, like in that thing he tells, like all around we are surrounded by darkness. Science is the only candle that we have through which we can guide through this darkness. So we only know so much. We are like uh, uh, we have very limited knowledge of where we came from. We still have no clue why life exists in this planet. Like, what is the purpose? Like, a lot of unanswered questions are there. For that, many scientists, astrophysicists, what they believe in, answer lies far beyond. Like, of course, it lies. Our Earth is just a speck of star. It's just a space rock in this whole wide cosmos. They say so. Space exploration is very essential for to study about how life as such came into existence, and also where our future is headed. So I think it's very important. And that's what I think. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely favor your opinion, but to spice up things, I'm gonna ask some controversial questions now. So, there are many countries which are not yet developed, and there are
Mm-hmm.
many countries below poverty line. And last year, when India made significant progress, both last year and this year, in space exploration, the main comment or controversy or critic that India faced was, you guys are still developing, and you guys can't afford a toilet for your citizens, and why do you need so much money for exploring space? So that's a question not only to India, I feel, but the entire human race, right? So there are many
Mm-hmm.
countries below the poverty line, and there are many places there are issues like drought, no electricity, and cannot afford technology or infrastructure. So
Mm-hmm.
the question from the community or society would be like, do you really need to spend so much money on space exploration? Why can't we use that money for addressing these issues, poverty, infrastructure, basic infrastructure, what I mean is, and then the countries that are
Mm-hmm.
still developing and below poverty lines. So what's your take on that?
I feel that's a different thing. This is a different thing. Why so? Because see, the issues as such that we created here, I think it's only because of man's greed and man's what to say. I mean, most likely man's greed for power, success, money, or what's or not. Most likely these issues were being created by that. Okay, but as far as if at all we as a human race we have to advance forward, scientific approach and a curious study on what lies beyond and how we can further extend the human race in terms of intellectually. I think that's more important. So I feel that this is a completely different topic of its own, and this one is a completely different. No matter what's said and done, like, see, let's say a thing like COVID happened all of a sudden, and scientists were, at that time we did not have any choice but to rely on science, right? So I am a firm believer of science. I don't believe in what to say, the so-called human created things in terms of what's or not, like, so as
Problems,
far as sorry, what?
human created problems.
Problems and I mean, to put another controversy, religion or what's or not. Um I mean, see, like, just like Mr. Sagan says, science is the only light that we have, man. There's no other go. We have to, no matter the struggle, we've got to forward the civilization forward. Of course, no matter whatever nihilistic views we might have on this existence as such, the human race has to go forward as such. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's very much important. I know there are issues existing, but still we can sort this out. Like, if we come together collectively as a society, we can sort it. And plus, we've got brilliant brains, man. It's not like what to say, we do something, we time and time again fail. No, I think our ISRO is on par with NASA, also not big space agencies that we have all across the world. We are see, with whatever limited technology, I mean, in terms of resources we have, we are able to accomplish so much. It's not like our scientists are, just like that, wasting their times on unnecessary things. Like, this can be an important data for the future generations to come by. We don't know. So, what to say? The long-term vision for the humankind is much more important than our short-term. goals is what I feel. So for me, I think this is also important. With all due respect for the other people's opinion, but I feel that this is also important. No matter how much of a controversies will come, I am, like I said, I still believe in science, and science will take us forward. Okay.
Yeah, so even I have been ruminating on this question a lot recently, ever since I read that book, as well as when the controversy came up for India. I feel like, what do you say? First of all, it's a question that's not relevant. I wouldn't say it's a stupid question, but the intellectual, what do you say, intellect is missing there in this question. So people who ask these questions, I think you have to see the overall view, right? Bird's eye view. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel whoever is responsible or in the administration or leadership, they shouldn't have allowed to ask, people to ask such questions. So let's take an example, a common man, like an individual. Okay, so the basic
Mm,
necessity for him is food and clothes, right? So you have to make sure you
mm,
get the food and clothes, whether you're literate or illiterate, you get a job and make sure you get the food and clothes for every day. That is the basic
mm.
necessity. On top
Yeah.
of that, if he reads books, he is going to be a very wise man or woman or a kid, anyone, right? So if you draw comparison, you cannot say that you should not read books, but at the same time, your basic necessity is important. So spending so much money on space exploration is good. The whatever you said, I agree. Like, it's important for the future, as well as we are facing a lot of issues in Earth, right? Climate change and
Yeah.
global population is increasing. It's blasting through 7.5 billion, I guess, right now. So
Yeah.
space exploration is the solution, would be the solution, one stop solution for all the issues that are in Earth right now. But
Yeah.
again, that's in the future. I would say the administrative team or leadership team should never allow people to ask such a question. They have to take measures to address the basic necessities, as well as continue to provide these same resources and funding for the space exploration, right? So when people point at you, you should say that we are having measures and it will take time. Like how it takes 10-20 years to reach moon, it will take 10-20 years to address poverty and then make everyone developed. So
Yeah.
that would be my opinion. Again, that's a question which has to be which shouldn't be allowed, first of all. So I would say we have to take measures from not only from India, but all the nations. Okay, coming now, let me dwell into this. Is my favorite topic. Okay, I actually would favor the opinion space exploration is needed anytime. Okay, but coming, let's go out of Earth now. What do you think there is in the space out there, and why do we need to explore?
I okay. See, they say there's something called as observable universe. So and they say it's expanding. So from what scientists have measured right now, apparently our universe as such is 13.8 billion years old, and life came out of nowhere. Like every we are carbon based life forms. We still have no clue where the ingredients for life as such came from. So honestly, Maddie, we still don't know. And also, I don't know, Maddie. Like, see, that's where we have to be. What to say? We have to be humble and lovable to each other, is what I feel. Because see, once you start to go beyond the scope of Earth as such, you see, like it's a wide cosmos. They call it the cosmic ocean. We are not even an island. They say we are just let's say there's sand shore, the seashore. We are just like one grain of sand in the whole cosmos. They say we're just nothing. We have our own self-centered egos or what's or not, and we believe that we are so self. We have this image of self-importance or what's or not, but once you go out and explore, and I mean, we can't go out and physically explore. We don't have the technology as such, but despite all the human intellect or whatsoever, cultural, scientific, social, the evolution that we had, we still have no clue what exists out there. We hope that we'll find an answer one day, but yeah, I mean, what I would say is it is an experience. It is a case study of how we tend to behave with each other that's what we that's what lies that's what the answer is, what I feel. So I don't know if I answered your question. I might have deviated.
Yeah, I mean, you took a more of a philosophical note, so but my question was on a scientific point. Like, I can guide you here. So,
Yeah,
out there, we can do anything, right? So we can observe, as you said, there's an observable universe which is constantly
yeah,
expanding right now. So previously,
yeah,
it was contracting, but now it's expanding, and people are still trying to research about Big Bang Theory, how it happened, and what
yeah.
was there before. So one topic is you can study the universe. Like if you study a black hole, you might get what do you say, find answers. So to try to understand the working of the universe, that is one topic. The other one I would say colonization, right? So specifically to
Mm-hmm.
colonize planets or moons. Let's say people now are going trying to go to Mars, especially Elon Musk, and other group of scientists. They are studying Mars and they are like picking it up for the
Mm-hmm.
next colonization. It could be colonized. So there are so many novels
Mm-hmm.
as well, science fiction novels, where we see Mars as a huge setting where the stories are built in. So
Yeah.
the two topics now, like what do you think, first of all, like studying the universe to get to know more about it, get to know better stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is studying the universe specific for colonization, right? Trying to find life. Is there
Mm-hmm.
extraterrestrial life? We have specific satellites looking for extraterrestrial terrestrial
Yeah,
life and
yeah.
signals. So yeah, what are your thoughts on these two topics?
So, as far as the data gathering part, the first part is concerned, studying the universe, yeah, that is very crucial. We have James Webb right now in orbit right now. We had the other Hubble Space Telescope. So, I mean, like I said, the more the merrier. The more data, the merrier. So, the more we get to know about how stuff works in the universe, I think we'll have more data of how to, what to say, to build better stuff over here and make life on Earth much better is what I feel. That's one thing. And as far as colonization is concerned, I have I have a slight difference of opinion on it. See, there's this person called Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's one. He's like one popular science communicator. He's an astrophysicist by himself. So he always says one thing: if you have the power to go colonize a different planet, or terraform a new planet to make it habitable for Earth's beings to go settle there, why not change the Earth right now as it is? We only damage this planet, so we have the responsibility to get it back into shape. So as far as colonization is concerned, I see one. It's going to take a tremendous amount of resources. With the amount of what to say, the resources that we have in terms of money, raw materials, or what's or not. I don't think that's plausible in the near future until and unless a big disaster like an asteroid are coming towards Earth and we have no other choice but to leave the planet. Then there might be a possibility. But as far as doing it peacefully on a gradual pace is concerned, I still believe that we have to work on this planet first, and of course it's what to say. It's okay to go explore there, but colonization as such is concerned, like you said, I think it's related to the first part of the question. We still need more data. We don't know how life will exist in those planets. Like they are hostile worlds. Life as such, we know the DNA based life forms as such, we know. I don't know. We might even stand a chance there. They say that like one of the most habitable places of humankind might be is Europa. They tell. I think it's Saturn's one of Saturn's moon. Saturn or Jupiter, I don't know. Europa. I think it because Europa has liquid ocean, just like on Earth. So they say life can exist there, but we still have no data because we are we are we are we are we are not we don't have that much resources to go explore. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's jump into our case study, the movie,
Yeah.
both yours and my favorite movie, uh, Interstellar. So, yeah, what's your raw thoughts on Interstellar, and when did you watch it? How many times you watched it?
2014 it came out. So actually, even at that time, I was studying in my 12th grade, I guess. At that time, we did not have money. My mother did not give me pocket money at all. So there was this 10 rupees ticket that you go get. So apparently, only in one theater near my house it was running, and me and my friend we used to go every morning to get the 10 rupees ticket. We didn't get the ticket. My mother's like, "It's okay, da. I'll pay you for the tickets. Go for the 120 rupees one only." I was like, "Oh, why should I like that?" Like I guilt trip myself, and unfortunately I missed this on the theaters. I still have that regret running through my blood. But after it came on, what is it? Online streaming, I watched it. And I was like mind blown because I've seen Chris Nolan's previous works. Of course, he's a master in what he's doing. No doubt about it. But Interstellar, I think the man was at the top of his game. I personally believe that the director's pinnacle work is Interstellar. After that, I honestly speaking, I saw a slight diminution in terms of his writing. The direction, of course, it's still top notch, but as far as the writing part is concerned, I think it is coming down with his recent work. But Interstellar, for what I believe, it is the pinnacle of the director's work. I might have watched it. I mean, complete film message. I think I watched it three times, completely like from top to bottom. But I tend to watch a lot of scenes again. I revisit just the scenes, like the scene where he docks No Time for Caution, and the tapes when he comes from Miller's planet back to Endurance, the spacecraft. They watch years and years of tapes of his family growing up. Those scenes I tend to watch. I cry like a baby watching those scenes. So only few people around me know how much I cry watching films. Interstellar happens to be like one of the main films in that list, and yeah, I mean, more than the science part, everything of it, there is one very beautiful father-daughter story that's happening in the film. I mean, I am very young. I don't have kids, but this film like might be one of the reasons that I really want a kid. Like I would. I mean, I don't know. For some odd reason, I feel that okay. I feel that fatherhood. I can feel what Cooper character is going through. I can understand. Especially the climax scene where she says, "My dad promised me that he'll be back." I was like, "Bro, how did he even manage to achieve this, man?" It is one of the master's work at its best. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. For people who may not have watched this movie, can you just give a overview of the story? So yeah, that
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
good.
yeah. Okay, so basically, the Earth as such is decaying, it's dying. We've got to find a solution for it. So apparently, solution comes in the form of a mysterious signal from the above, from the space. So they say they have found a wormhole near Jupiter, if I'm not wrong. So scientists, astronauts from here have to make an interstellar travel to the wormhole, reach there, and apparently the signal from the beyond, it says there are like three or four habitable planets which might be an alternate to Earth. So there are basically two plans: one, evacuate the entire planet of Earth through a spacecraft to go inhabit this new planet, plausible planets where life can exist, or two, leave the earthly beings like as such, as and when the earth decays and dies, and start a new civilization with the new planet, like one of the habitable planets. So the protagonist, Cooper, he's a former astronaut from NASA, so he's called into the mission. So he has to leave his teenage daughter Murph to go on the space voyage. So what happens after that forms the rest of the story. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, coming to the technical aspects, why do you think
Yeah.
it is one of the greatest films in 22nd century? And yeah, so please, you are a filmmaker, so can you decode and decrypt this movie on technical aspects?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it was shot on IMAX 65 if I'm not wrong. I think the bits and pieces of the film, like I think Chris Nolan started using IMAX, the large format cameras, during Dark Knight, the heist sequence, the opening, the Joker's bank heist. I think the only first 8 to 10 minutes of Dark Knight was IMAX. After that, Nolan tested it again with the Dark Knight Rises. I think Dark Knight Rises major action portions was completely shot in IMAX. If you watch the film in your computer screen or like your television, you can notice that The large format 65 opens up during this big action set pieces, and the rest of the film runs in 35 You see these black bars, so that's 35 film. It's much smaller than 65 65 is like it fills up your computer, it fills up your complete screen. So as far as Interstellar is concerned, like just like the scope of the film story, the film as such is used. So it makes sense for him to use a 65 IMAX film. I don't see a purpose by a lot of filmmakers after this. They are like, we are using IMAX, bro. Your film doesn't even deserve an IMAX, bro. What is the point? But coming to jokes apart, coming to Interstellar, there is a necessity of using that medium. It requires a large format. So I think that logic is justified there. And from what I know, all the spaceship sequences, every spaceship was constructed to its minute details, like completely practical sets. We know Nolan is notorious for his practical effects. So every set, the spaceships that you see was constructed practically, and the visuals that you see through the spaceship windows was not green screen. Everything was priorly made with the help of the visual effects team, and it was projected onto the screen so that whenever Matthew McConaughey or Annie Hathaway is performing, they're looking at the actual visuals of what they might see if they are inside the aircraft. So that's the level of detail that went into making of this film, and all the locations that you see. For example, they go to this Miller's planet. That's an actual location. I thought it was completely CGI or something, but I am pretty sure this guy won't do it. But Miller's planet is an actual location. I was astounded to see. Like, I don't know how people scout these places only in the first place. I was like, wow, man! Like the moment he says those are not mountains, those are waves, I was like, how did he even think about this, man? Like that. And yeah, the Tesseract and all are practical locations. And this man, he actually there's this cornfield chase that comes in the opening sequence of the film. That cornfield was actually made they harvested corn and then shot it there. So imagine how much planning might have went into making this stuff only.
You're
So
saying they made a cornfield.
yeah, they cultivated corn, Maddie.
Okay.
That's not an actual existing field. He was
It's
like,
farming,
no, I
right? It's
need.
not movie making.
Yeah, it's farming. See, that is the point. See, they are not just filmmakers, Mary. Like, this is why we are astounded by seeing masters like Chris Nolan at work. They loving the craft, loving the filmmaking aspect as one thing is different, and like you have no clue. Chris Nolan actually coordinated with a NASA scientist called Kip Thorne. Kip Thorne's name credit comes in Interstellar's movie credits. Kip Thorne was one of the primary members for scientific accuracy for the film is concerned. So Nolan sat with Kip Thorne. The derivations actually the Murph character, she finds out an equation, data through which she can create a spaceship to put in the entire human race and leave to the new planet. The equations as such is real, Maddie. They actually sat with Kip Thorne and they derived those equations. I think, if I'm not wrong, the scientist he presented those papers in Harvard or somewhere. Like those are actually scientific presentations. This guy is not a filmmaker, Maddie. He's a scientist. Primarily, he's a scientist. I think he still makes films by so because his love for science is more than cinema. He wants to show his curiosity for science through his films. That's why, like, why put in so much effort? People see it's very easy to overlook all these stuff and just make a sci-fi blockbuster. Given that Nolan's popularity and the blockbuster hits that he have given, people would be like, "Ah, it's a Chris Nolan film. We just go watch it." But that guy didn't stop there. Like making the efforts to go to actually speak with the scientists, get the scientific accuracy, get the stuff done scientifically accurate, and presenting it. That's something like, wow, man! Like that's fantastic. How many people do that? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we were talking about the making. Let's jump to the writing now. So, writing and the
Yeah,
storytelling techniques. So,
yeah, yeah,
what did you observe? And please elaborate.
yeah. As far as the writing is concerned, I think it's a very fairly simple story, Maddie. Like Chris Nolan is a master in terms of the screenplay. That's where his true craft comes in. If you notice, Interstellar, all Chris Nolan's the story is because the world as such is a lot of new information has to be fed. likewise, Interstellar, the story, he's kept it very simple. But the science aspect, that's where the brilliance of writing, the brilliance of filmmaking comes in. So he tells it in such a way that I remember one sequence where a scientist tells the other scientist, look, how a black hole functions. He'll be drawing two holes at one side of paper, and the other side of the paper he'll drawing another hole. He'll fold the paper and tells that black holes bend space and time so that we can reach from point A to point B seamlessly. That's brilliant screenwriting. See, if you look at it at a very logical standpoint, it's like both of them are scientists, NASA scientists. Why they need to explain it to each other? But this guy knows he is making a proper commercial film, a film wherein the audience have to resonate and understand what's going on. So you can be like, hey, I know this man, I no need to explain it to you. But this guy goes forward to explain it in such a way that you understand the science. And also, see, even if you understand, even if you don't understand the science aspect of it, it's still a fun movie to watch, MaddiE. Like, there is a lot of conflicts that's happening in the film. The way he sets it up, like the three different planets that's there, like each has its own, what to say. There is a villain. This is like a proper Tamil masala film. You go, there is one problem there, you get it solved, you go, and there is one villain there. There is a twist there. The writing as such, if you look at it, I mean, with all due respect, the core foundations of conflict building, the core foundations of what is it, the hero's journey or what's not, everything is there in the screenplay, but everything is given or written it in such a way that it's entertaining, engaging. It gives mental orgasms for your brain. The moment he says, like, I think Miller's Planet, they say like 1 second is like 1 minute of this planet is like 7 years on Earth or something. And the sound, like Hans Zimmer's score, is like, wow. I'm
Time.
like, how did he even come up with this, man?
Yeah, it's all science. It's all like a lot of science facts put together in a very commercially stitched movie.
Yeah. See, that is what it is. See, every time I watch this film, I get mental orgasms. I'm like, how can someone take, like you said, how can someone take just scientific facts and make it so entertaining and engaging and build a drama around it? That is what it is. See, the main concern of this film, that the main factor that they're fighting against is time. If you notice, Murph has to find an equation within her lifetime so that the Earth, before it decays, they can all move to this different planet. And there is this concept of time dilation. When they move to the new planet, they are fighting against time. For one planet, 1 minute is like 7 years on Earth. When they come back to their original spacecraft, it's like 23 years have passed on this spacecraft. So the concept of time as such is integrated into the screenplay in a very seamless way and in a very entertaining way to build drama and conflict. This guy knows how to write, MaddiE. He's a phenomenal writer.
But how much, to the level, what kind of levels you would have been amazed or amused? It was big letdown in Tenet, right? So the science
Yeah,
factor was there, but the writing was not there. I mean, that
exactly.
level of elaboration which we saw in Interstellar was missing in Tenet.
Yeah, it was. It was. I didn't enjoy it only.
Tenet was still inspiring for me, but what happened is the commercial element was missed. I think he became a true scientist in Tenet.
Yeah. I see that. I mean, I think you can't help it, man. Also because people like Nolan, like we have no clue how curious these minds are. Like more like I said in the before, more than they are filmmakers, they are scientists by themselves. So it's very easy to get carried away. See, I've seen, like, just in the case of cinematography only. When I'm shooting something, it's very easy to get carried away with the technicalities of the making process. But then we tend to lose the artistic aspect. I think that's what happened in Tenet. Like, he got so carried away by the science aspect of the film as such, we lost a track of what's happening there only, and we lost engagement. Engagement is important, right, in terms of commercial filmmaking is concerned.
Okay, cool. That was about writing. What was the second topic I mentioned? I forgot. We discussed the making,
Yeah.
writing, and man, why am I? Okay, let's move on. So
Mhm.
on the cinematography, which is
Mhm.
why do you say a movie is a great movie? Because it checks all the boxes, all almost
Mm.
all the departments of filmmaking, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think the wardrobe and costume, if you say it's very specific, so they did not have to, they had to pay attention, but it got it covered. So when you say it's a science movie, it's space travel movie, there's going to be a special attention automatically on costume and wardrobe. But
Yeah.
how do you handle cinematography for such a space exploration movie, and how did they come up with the shots, and especially that docking
Mhm.
scene,
Mhm.
and the scene where they are time is being diluted, right? So in that
Mhm.
planet,
Mhm.
so how do they
Mhm.
come up with these shots and the role of Nolan in cinematography? So yeah.
Like you said, very specifically designed shots. See, as far as I know, Nolan tends to keep these stuff very simple, as simple as see. See, first of all, there is a very big complexity of the scientific concept as such. So, I don't think if you complicate it with your further with your camera movements or complicated lighting or what's not, it's invariably going to stuff the audience with information. So, from what I've observed, he has kept it very minimal, very on point. There's if you notice, see, let's take a film like Skyfall. If you notice Skyfall, it is so on face. Like I mean, with all due respect to Mr. Roger Deakins, I mean, I think he the film was exceptionally good because of the cinematography. But if you notice, if you watch Skyfall, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful.
I mean, I
You
have
keep
to
on
mention
looking
a
at it.
shot here. I was admired. So the when the villain antagonist gets introduced, it's a long tracking, not tracking shot, static long shot, where what's his name? Yeah,
Happy about
Javier Bardem. I have that monologue memorized. So he comes in a elevator and it opens, and he's like a point at the starting of the shot, and then he comes near
yeah,
Bond. So the shot
yeah.
is kept behind Bond, and that's a beautiful shot, single shot. So yeah, I would say that cinematography played an important role in Skyfall.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. But see, because see, the if you notice a film like Skyfall, it's a very fairly simple film. It's a proper hero villain film kind of film. So that required that level of interesting cinematography. But as far as Interstellar was concerned, I think the entire point was to make it simple as possible. Because there's see, of course, they had very brilliant actors playing their parts who are phenomenally good in whatever that they're doing. Matthew McConaughey, the Jessica Chastain's character, even the young kid who played young Murph, all of them did a phenomenal job. So in that case, I think they decided to keep it very minimal and very simple as possible. I think part of the trick was like you said, like proper production design and location scouting. That those things played a very important role. And as far as shooting this film, see, first of all, we the only references that we have is the actual. I think they took references from the actual photos from Hubble Space Telescope of how black holes or space will look like. And one quick fact that I would pass by right now is the black hole that you see in Interstellar film. Previously, we did not have a reference of how a black hole looked. They actually theorized, the scientist who was working, he theorized this is how a black hole might look like, and they developed equations on basis the visual effects artists worked on the black hole's imagery. And I think 2 years back when James Webb was launched and NASA officially launched a picture of black hole, it almost looked like the how they showed in the film. So that's something like astounding. Wow. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think the references came from the actual thing. Actual, see, I think the
Observations.
film observations, of course, Maddie, like because it's because these things you cannot replicate because this is science. You cannot like fake something. See, like again coming to Skyfall, it's a very stylized film. You watch a film like Dune, it's very stylized. A planet like Arrakis may or may not exist, but if you look at the cinematography, it's very stylized. But as far as Interstellar is concerned, I think they've kept it very naturalistic. See, a planet like Miller's planet, very plausibly it can exist. See, it was shot on Earth, so a place like this can exist on Earth only. So I can very well imagine like a place like that existing in a galaxy far, far away. It is very plausible such a space existing. And when they move to his icy planet, what is his name? Saving Private Ryan, that guy. I forgot his name.
Tom
Nice name.
Hanks, Matt,
No, not Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks. The Ryan character. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, yeah.
Matt Damon's planet. It's an icy planet, right? Where they go. I mean, that's completely right. Whenever you ask a cinematographer, they always say all cinematographer you ask them, they'll tell the very difficult decision that they'll decide is shooting something white, because anything you shoot in white, the blemishes on the screen will be shown very clearly. So any cinematographer, he or she is afraid of shooting anything white. But if you look at the sequence, the entire sequence is white only. It's completely shot in snow, but white, or everything. But they still manage to create that depth, and like I said, most of it, from what I have observed, is they have tried to keep it as simple as possible, nothing complicated. Like, let's say you take a film like The Dark Knight Rises. I think the same cinematographer for Hoytwan Hotama, if I'm not wrong. I think Dark Knight Rises was Wally Pfister, if I'm not wrong. This film Interstellar was by Hoytwan Hoytama. If you notice a film like Dark Knight Rises, the opening sequence where Bane is introduced, it's a very stylized sequence. It's on top of the flight, it jumps. It's very stylized. But if you notice here, he kept it very simple. So I would say, like this KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid. I think that's what they followed in terms of the cinematography aspect as such is concerned, because I feel that why we feel this film is so huge, because it's mainly because of the concept, MaddiE. Like, more than the filmmaking aspect as such, the science hits you so hard. So you're immediately sold to that effect. That's what I think.
Yeah, that was some illuminating information. So, yeah, let's take a breeze with fun activities. So what I was planning is, instead of Matthew McConaughey and Anna Hathaway for the main roles,
Mm.
who they are popular across the world. They are popular across the world, right? These two actors. So instead of them, if you would like to cast Indian actors and actress
Mm.
for these roles, whom would you choose? First, choose from Tamil industry, and then choose
Mm.
two actors from other industries in India.
Our,
Matthew
I
McConaughey.
want, I badly want to say Kamal Hassan, but
He's your first
I'm
choice,
thinking,
is it?
I'm thinking. See but I've seen Kamal play such roles many times, so I think Kamal would be a typecast.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking, I mean, if there's no other option, I'll go with Kamal, because I know he'll nail that role, no problem as such.
Hmm.
Uh, or I mean, I don't think Rajnikant playing that Rajnikant won't be suitable for that role. Or I would say a person like Vikram. I think he would do justice to the role. Either Kamal Hassan or Vikram.
What about
I don't
Ajit?
think Ajit might, but I think his screen presence is too large for such a role. Like, because the role is very subtle. There's no heroic actions as such. Ajit is more associated with more like, I love to watch Ajit in something action. I wouldn't mind him playing James Bond.
Okay.
I would be happy. I would
Okay,
be happy watching Ajit.
so your choices are Kamal Hassan, Vikram, and one more you mentioned.
Only them. I think they both can do justice to the role.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Anna Hathaway?
Annie Hathaway.
And Anne
I
Hathaway or
would
Anna
say
Hathaway?
okay. I would say Trisha. She would do good. Trisha Krishnan, or who else?
I don't know
I
this
think
generation actress names, yeah. Okay.
oh, Trisha's not this generation.
Trisha is old generation, right?
This generation, I don't know who's playing the lead roles. I'm not sure. Like the
We don't
ladies,
have much. Okay, cool. What about Indian across, like going out
Amir
of
Khan,
the Tamil Nadu
Amir
bubble,
Khan,
like Indian actors?
Amir Khan,
Amir
Amir
Khan,
Khan.
okay. First choice. Any other actors?
Actors,
Uh,
no, I think Amir Khan would be really good for this role. Amir Khan, I can't think of any other name. Amir Khan would be perfect.
No other
Amir
actors,
Khan.
just Amir Khan.
Yeah. I think Shah Rukh is very sexy for this role. I mean, see, he still looks very hot.
Huh.
I don't see Shah Rukh Khan in that, because I think you've seen Swades, the Hindi film.
No, 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 no.
Okay, you watch Swades. Like, see, Shah Rukh Khan is exceptionally good in Swades. His acting is phenomenal. But I feel he's too stylish, like, man. Like, you should watch Swades. Like, the concept itself is very hard hitting, but Shah Rukh looks so hot. I feel that if Shah Rukh plays that role, I feel his persona would be more than the. I would be able to see only Shah Rukh in that role. I wouldn't be able to see Cooper. So I would say Amir Khan, because Amir Khan can gel in any role. So I feel Amir is a good choice. The female lead is concerned, Annie Hathaway's character, I don't know. Deepika Padukone might be. I sincerely don't follow Bollywood as such
You can choose
as
from
much.
Kannada, Malayalam, and Telugu industry as well.
Oh yeah, the other, yeah. I mean, probably Mammootty, man. Mammootty or Mohanlal for Cooper's role. But I mean,
Okay.
Mohanlal would be like, I don't think he's fit as such. But Mammootty, I think he would be good. Yeah, I forgot them. Yeah. Mammootty would be good. Because I don't see I don't want to see Mohanlal slim and dull. No, I like the way he is.
Okay.
Mammootty is actually physically fit, and I think he'll be able to do justice. Plus, I think Mammootty has that seriousness. Mohanlal's face cut as such is, he has a very baby. I mean, very pleasing face. Mammootty can be very serious also. So I would say Mammootty. Probably, what's her name? She played Marian Parvati. Yeah. She
Okay.
played in Marian for Annie Hathaway's role, or Nazria Nazim. Yeah, Nazria would also do good, but Nazria, I think she's too cute for that role. Wait. Who else? Or probably Fahd Fazil, man. How did I miss my man? Fahd Fazil, yeah.
Okay.
Fahd would make a really good Cooper character. If Fahd is getting casted, I don't know. The female leads, I have no clue. Annie Hathaway's role, I don't know. Oh, Annie Hathaway is the. Oh shit! I was thinking about his daughter Murph.
Daughter?
Okay,
No,
okay.
no, no,
Fahd
no.
is.
The person who travels with him, Cooper.
Annie Hathaway. Okay. Oh, okay. I was thinking about Jessica Chastain's character all along.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay, okay. Fahd Fazil, Nazia is way too cute, man. But I don't mind. I don't mind them seeing on screen fat. So yeah.
Yeah, that's both are tough roles, but Anne Hathaway is more popular across the world, so that's why I choose
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway. Cool. Jumping back to our movie,
Hmm.
uh, why do you think people should watch it? I hope most of the population have watched it. All movie lovers would have watched, but people who haven't watched it till now. So why do you think people have to watch it?
I think, see, one thing, it actually, it is a movie which gives us hope. What to say? There's this quote from the film: "Love transcends space and time." So actually, that's what it is. No matter how much ever you might be, in terms of what to say, seeing it only from a scientific perspective or point of view, he's Cooper's character is physically, and he has what to say. He's separated from his daughter both in terms of space and time. But beyond all this, he still managed to keep his promise that he made to his daughter. Why? So because only because of the love that he had for his daughter. So I mean, no matter how much of a intellectual talks that we have, how much of a rational beings that we are, the only thing that we really crave for is genuine love and affection from our loved ones. That's why we exist in the end of the day. Like, so more than the science or whatsoever, Mr. Nolan has to contribute to this film. I think that is the core message. Like, love transcends space and time. So, and also watching a film like this, I think it makes us feel really humble. Like, imagining such a big cosmos out there that's existing, and there's this very popular speech of Mr. Carl Sagan, Pale Blue Dot. Like, he tells. uh, how insignificant we are in this cosmos. I mean, basically, he does that in that speech. So I once after watching Interstellar, you feel grateful for life, Maddie. Like you feel uh, okay. All the drama that's happening in the cosmos, we should be grateful for the life that we have in this planet. We should start to love each other more. We should start treating each other with more compassion and empathy. So I think that's why everybody should watch it. And if you're a science nerd, of course you'll enjoy the science part of it. Like you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sold. Get me a ticket, I'm sold. So it's for the entire humanity, man. It's not it's beyond science, beyond emotions or love. It's for the entire human race. Everybody should watch. If I'm having a school, I'll make sure compulsory watching. No doubts.
Okay, final three questions. First one is,
Yeah.
which Indian movie is equivalent to Interstellar, that comes close to Interstellar?
I mean, in terms of science or generally like the
Generally,
emotions
the
and stuff.
genre, the making, and the concept. Yeah, these three. Based on these three aspects, which Indian movie is there an Indian movie that comes close
That's
to?
what I'm thinking. I get it. See, why? So because it requires a lot of production value to make such a film. So that part is completely understandable. But I mean, I wouldn't directly correlate with it. But let's take a film like Dangal. It's also a father-daughter story. I know it's
Okay.
completely out of genre, but just for the father-daughter aspect, I'm telling. So I would say probably the closest that comes to it is Dangal, because I don't think we have major science fiction films as such in such a big scale. So I don't think that I mean not only in terms of scale, the concept, the ideas as such. What else? And also we tend to mess up with science. We tend to make more like we tend to treat science more like a fantasy. Science must be treated as science. The scientific accuracy aspect, I think major filmmakers in India, they don't pay much attention to. There's this film, Madhavan made one film, no, Rocketry. I
Okay,
don't think, I
rocketry.
mean, it's not that close to Interstellar and all. Rocketry is a completely different film of its own. But at least the opening sequence of Rocketry, if you have watched Rocketry,
I
the
watched.
you watched the
Yeah.
opening sequence starts with a satellite view of Earth, and it goes all the way to Kerala to Mr. Naminarayan's house. If you notice, it starts with Suprabhatam,
Hmm.
which is a completely spiritual context. It starts in space. So the ideas, more than the film itself, the ideas it tries to portray, like in terms of science, spirituality, philosophy. So I think that as far as the genre as such is concerned, probably Rocketry. But the emotion of the film is concerned, I would say Dangal.
Yeah, I would agree to Dangal as well. So both, if you juxtapose Interstellar and Dangal, you can derive that it's basically father-daughter theme, but the motives were different. But still, it's a good comparison. Okay, the next question is yes or no question. Do you
Mm.
think Interstellar is the best movie from Nolan?
Yes.
Okay, I'll phrase it this way. Uh, I will subdivide these questions now. Do you
Yeah.
think Interstellar is the best movie from Nolan in terms of writing? Do you think Interstellar is the best movie from Nolan in terms of direction?
Mm. As far as writing is concerned, I would say no. I think Dark Knight is a better written film.
Okay.
uh, but as far as directing is concerned, yes. Why so? Because Dark Knight is set more in a very realistic. It's like set in an actual metropolis. So if you take Gotham, Gotham can be any city all across the world. Any city which has what to say, anarchy, which is going through a lot of socio-political changes, can be compared with Gotham. So it is it's comparatively easy to make such a setting because the production design, everything can be achieved with whatever. I think Chicago doubled in as Gotham for the Dark Knight. So I think it's for direction as such is concerned, Dark Knight was much easier film, is what I feel. Interstellar requires a lot of efforts, Maddie. So for direction, I would say Interstellar. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say Prestige. Okay, both writing,
Oh
direction.
yeah, Prestige. Yeah.
Yeah, after Prestige, I think the level of writing, intellectual storytelling that he achieved in Prestige, I still can't see. Maybe
Yeah.
Oppenheimer came close, but still, writing and direction, I would put it for Prestige. Interstellar comes close. I would argue that Prestige or Interstellar, that debate can go on. Okay, last question.
Mm,
So you said no as far as writing is concerned. Now recall all Nolan's movie and
mm.
tell me which is the best movie from Nolan in terms of writing.
Writing, I'd still say The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Okay,
Dark
cool.
Knight.
Yeah, that's good. So you've answered all the three questions. So thank you so much, Dhanasekaran. How does it feel to come on a live stream podcast? So I think this is the first. Yeah, this is the first episode that you have a debut. So how does it feel to come and explore your voice and register your opinions and feelings and experience about watching a movie?
I'm really happy, man. This is all I know. I'm very happy to talk what I know. I mean, even I still get a lot of what to say, lot of opposing views from my girlfriend because the only thing that I talk to her is cinema. She's like, you don't even have anything else in your life, man. You only talk about this. I'm like, yeah, this is the only thing that I know, man. Like, so I mean, whenever I talk to my friends, the only thing that we talk is cinema. I think life as such comes only 30% of my talk. 70% I talk only about films. So in Tamil, there's a saying, "Karmu tinna kuliya," like that. Which I mean, for the audience who don't understand Tamil, it's
Yeah.
like for eating sugarcane, do you even need to get paid like that?
Yeah.
So this is all that I know, and I'm really happy to be a part of this podcast. More than like sharing about one of my favorite, I actually literally have a poster of Interstellar hanging right in front of me. So more than the film as such is concerned, I felt really happy. Like I'm going through some tough times in my life now. It's like okay, something to be grateful of life.
Yeah.
Really happy talking about that. My pleasure being here.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do this online discussion. I think first episode I did with my filmmaking friends, the very first friends whom I made movies with, Bhargav and Akshay. So I remember we did not even have a subscription on Google Meet, so it will end in 40-50 minutes. So that episode, I
Oh,
would say, I mean, it would be still running for 50-50 minutes. So you had given some suggestions for new shows. We will think of discussion shows in our channel. And
sure, sure.
yeah, I would like to explore more filmmaking topics with you because you're from the industry and you know a lot of, you've met a lot of people. You have that knowledge, how things are working in the industry, and you have been working with us independent, non-registered production house. So how we are doing with them. So I would like to explore more topics on filmmaking with you, which I hope we'll do in the future. Yeah, so do you want to end the stream with any favorite quote from the movie or related to the movie?
Um, the mankind was born here, but we were never meant to die here. That's one thing. And other thing is,
Yeah.
what is it? No time for what is it? There's one quote before docking. There's no time for caution. No, it's necessary something. And then Hans Zimmer score. Oh, one important thing that we forgot to mention: Mr. Zimmer's score. Man,
Oh, yeah, music. That is something I think we have to explore Hans Zimmer separately, not just
yeah,
with the case
he's a
study.
own topic for this.
Yeah, he cannot be categorized into one case study. He in
Yeah,
itself is a case study. So
yeah.
that's why I didn't explore music because I know it will
Makes
occupy
sense.
another
Makes
hour
sense.
if we include Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes
I
sense.
remember,
And like,
when I broke the topic or broached, they would call. So this is a very embarrassing topic to break to someone, right? So my dream is to go to Hollywood, and my parents do not know about this. So they know that I'm a YouTuber and I make films in YouTube stuff and all.
mm,
But
mm, mm, mm.
earlier this year, January, there was situation, not a good situation, but I had to broach the topic, and I told them like I have plans to go to Hollywood, and I can actually quit my job and get a avatar and all. It's like a corporate now. You log in and log out, fixed time, fixed salary, and it's like a 10-year job, right? So
Yeah.
I told them all these points. Like I have plans to go to Los Angeles and New York, try to get into Hollywood. I know editing, not professional level, but basic level I know. So I was explaining this amount, and I mentioned that I'm making a Kannada film, feature film for the industry, and I was checking with my dad. Do you know anyone from Tamil industry? I need Anirudh for the film. So either Anirudh or Hans Zimmer. I was like, okay. So I mean, my expectation is that. So I cannot compromise music. So music is very important for film, and especially for a film like this, you need Hans Zimmer. So there is another Tenet music director also is good. We have to explore these musicians on a separate
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Be it right.
Okay, let me revise your quote. Actually, it's in my poster as well. I have a poster of Interstellar here, and you just told that dialogue. Mankind was born on Earth. It was never meant to die here. And the next
Yeah,
quote, which the audience also can see, it's in the poster in our live stream. The end of Earth will not
will
be
not
the
be the
end
end
of
of it.
us. So, yeah,
And
thank you
one
so
more
much.
important quote, I
Yeah.
mean, sorry,
Yeah, no, continue,
Murph's
continue.
quote. Murph's quote. How do you know that I would be here? Because my dad promised me. It gets me every time, man.
Yeah. It's a movie, guys, it's a movie that makes you come back to it again and again. So no matter how old you get, it's like Tom and Jerry. To put it in simple term, you watch one clip from Tom and Jerry, you're gonna watch it 10 times at least. So that good is Tom and Jerry even now. So it's something like that. Interstellar is a very beautifully made film with love and science. So that's why we still keep talking about it. It's 10 years, exactly 10 years, right? November
Yeah, 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 it
2014
is.
release.
Number seven.
Yeah, in India, I'm not
Let me
sure,
say
but
number seven.
yeah, so think about it. We will be talking about this even after 20, 30 years into the future. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast stream. We explored the topic of, significance of space exploration, touching some scientific facts as well as coming back to our case study, Interstellar. And thank you so much, Dhanasekaran, for making a grand debut in Podcast Club. And
My pleasure.
yeah, I'll catch you guys in another live stream video or podcast. And I'm signing off with Dhanasekaran. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.